Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for logging in. At the outset, let me extend a warm welcome to all the participants on behalf of CII. The webinars and online masterclasses is one of the very popular initiative of CII, and till date over 3,000 online sessions have been organized and more than 20,000 members have participated in these sessions and have shared their feedback in a very encouraging words. Today's topic is on how the use of latest software technologies can help MSMEs meet their business growth goals. This session is being organized as part of CII TFC initiative to enhance the access to technology. I will take a few minutes to introduce you to the faculty today. Mr. Anurag Gaur, he is a marketing director in Microsoft. He is a marketing professional with an extensive experience spanning 20 plus years both in India and US. Helping businesses grow with the infusion of technology is his passion, and he loves to be at the confluence of marketing, media and technology to drive customer journey on the path of business benefit. May I request all the participants to make a note that this webinar would be a one-way communication from CII. However, all the participants are free to key in their queries in the question or the chat window anytime during the presentation by Mr. Anurag Gaur. All questions will be responded to you during the Q&A session that would follow the presentation. If any question remains unanswered due to time constraints or any other reasons, the same would be clarified on email. May I now, on behalf of the participants, extend a formal welcome to Mr. Anurag Gaur and invite him to take over this session. Over to Mr. Anurag Gaur.
Thank you so much, Ms. Pandey, for that introduction. So folks, a couple of inputs before we get started. One, hold on to your questions. You can type them on the console. I will, in this 1 hour that we have together today, I will take about 20 to 30 minutes to finish the content, finish talking to you about how you can embrace modern technology and grow and protect your business. And then I will focus on answering as many questions as I can. So getting on to the topic of today. See, in this era of digital transformation, some people like to call this the fourth industrial revolution, also driven by data and connectivity, and how we see business models changing all around us. You know, all of us MSE folks, and I've worked extensively in the last 3-4 years in India with MSMEs and SMEs in my with my employer Microsoft, and I've met a lot of you all, and the sense that I've gotten is that, you know, each one of us wants to do more and achieve more. Each one of us realizes that there is something holding us back, kuch hai, which is holding our growth back. And the answer more often than not is technology, and the comparisons that are made by a few friends who run their own businesses, a few SME and MSME friends, is being that, yeah, dekho, if China can do it, then why can't I? How come Chinese products are flooding our markets when we are, why can't we manufacture either the same quality or the same quantity or the same pricing? Why can't I get volume? Why can't I get the pricing? So there is something holding back. More often than not, that answer is technology. And the second part of it is, you know, it's not good enough to just grow. You also have to protect your business. We've heard a lot about hacking, about you know, breaches, about data theft. You know, and if you go deeper, if you go relate your own experiences of running your own business, especially if you've run your business over 2-3 years at least, you'll see that, you know, it is in a growing economy like India, it is a struggle to retain talent. And as a person moves from your organization to someone else's organization or a competing organization, not only does the person and the experience goes, but also what goes with the person is data. So how do you protect your business? How do you grow your business? And how do you embrace modern technology? Next 20-25 minutes I'll spend in talking to you all about how you can embrace modern technology, grow and protect your business. But first, some startling facts for you. If you look at the Fortune 500 list that was published by the Fortune magazine, which is an established, trusted business magazine, if you look at their list of top 500 companies in the world that they published in the year 2000, while my graphic here says 52%, last I checked, and this is a 2-year-old slide that I continue to show, but 80% of these Fortune 500 companies that were listed in the year 2000 are gone. And these are big companies. These are not MSMEs. These are not SME companies. These are large Fortune 500 companies. What happened to them? Latest to join them has been the likes of Yahoo. And look what's happening with Yahoo. Data breaches and billions of dollars of valuation, and then they got sold for some $500-600 million. So bigger people have fallen, bigger companies have gone because they have not kept step with times, and they have not invested in redoing their business models. I say that very carefully. Look at, when I say digital transformation, when I say business model transformation, I mean digital transformation in the way people look at business models. Look at Uber, Ola, Airbnb, Oyo Rooms. What have they done? Oyo Rooms, do you think they own a single hotel? No, they don't. What do? They are aggregating. On the one hand, they are aggregating room inventory from hotels, giving a customized, standardized experience to customers, and then on the other hand, they are aggregating customer demand. And in the middle, making money, which all of us like to do. What is this? It's the same hospitality industry model, but redone digitally. These are examples. Ola and Uber. What have they done to the traditional transport or taxi business? They have reimagined it digitally and have gone ahead and cornered big market share in big markets. So business model transformation has happened, and this has happened in our country, because for us in our country, what is so unique is this mobile wave that has come. Look at what has happened from 1990 to those big phones to 2015, 2016, 17. Now affordable smartphones. Everyone has smartphones. We are doing business on smartphones. Look at storage. How we like to store everything. We all have external hard disk drives. Look at micro SD cards. Storage. In 2005, 128 MB micro SD card came. In 2014, 128 GB micro SD card came. Now it is at like 1500, 2000 odd rupees for a 128 GB micro SD card, which is quite an affordable thing. So with storage, connectivity, 4G speeds, look at what Reliance Jio has come. I used to hear in the past, oh no, I've got my manufacturing unit in this SEZ beyond Vadodara. I don't have connectivity there. But now with Jio, with this 4G connectivity coming in, with lots of people lighting up fiber, or expected to light up, Reliance is expected to light up fiber, this connectivity, etc. is there now. So the fuel, the basic highway for you to transform your business digitally is right there. If you don't think about transforming your business digitally, if you don't think of infusing and embracing technology, someone else will in your industry, and that will be even more challenging for you then. So we have to, as organizations, as business owners, we have to understand what our business objectives are, and we have to embrace technology to get that new infusion of growth in our business. And then we also have to figure out how to keep it secure. Look at the blue box on the side. Some interesting facts I've got from you. From a security perspective and from a collaboration perspective. look at what Luis Alvarez, the CEO of Global Services at British Telecom, what he said. Technology is fast reshaping our world and has the potential to change everything. People, businesses, communities, and nations. People are, I mean, just a side comment, what people are doing, I mean, Americans are blaming US for interfering in their presidential elections. Look at how technology is having an impact on countries, on nations, and on how, on who the elected representatives are. So it's just an amazing time for us. That's one extreme example that I've shared with you. Other kind of humbling examples that are in front of you. Employees work on nearly 2 times the number of teams that they did 5 years ago. 41% of employees, this is again a US number, 41% of employees say mobile business has started changing the way they work. And if I relate my experience of working with MSMEs and SME customers here in India in the last 4 years, I'd say all employees. In fact, I was having a discussion with this very senior person at ICICI Bank. That person she was saying that, look, we had a very senior person from the leadership team of the organization leave, and now I don't know how many WhatsApp group he's part of. How do I make sure that this fellow does not have competitive or sensitive information about my organization on those WhatsApp groups? So if I take it down, I mean, that was the leadership, I mean, very senior people, GM type of level people in that organization. You go 2 levels down in that organization, and just imagine, how can you control all of this? How do you ensure your information stays secure and accessible only to people who are working for your organization? Information overload, too much conversation, too much information is also costing a lot of money. Customer records get leaked. You've all seen what is happening with Yahoo and also other examples. And it takes a long time to detect security infiltration once it happens. So these are all facts and numbers that I've pulled from the web just to give you a sense of what holistically what is happening in our world. On the one hand, people are using technology and growing their businesses. You've seen other countries do that quite successfully. On the other hand, in India, this mobile revolution is happening. Storage has become quite cheap. We're using in our own way, we are using digital technologies. We're seeing a lot of examples of digital transformation of business models in India, whether it is in shared transportation of freight, whether it is taxi, whether it is hospitality. There is a lot of digital business plans, digital versions of existing business models that have come up. So the world, the landscape is changing very rapidly. Now let me try and simplify this digital transformation concept for you. See, there are 4 pillars, 4 things that digital transformation of any sort enables you to do. I work for Microsoft, so I have given, while the pillars are agnostic of any vendor, but I've given examples below these pillars of Office 365. But if I were to just request you to focus on these 4 pillars, if you have to do digital transformation of your business, what do you need to do? You need to be productive anywhere. मैं जहाँ भी हूँ, मैं अपनी manufacturing unit में हूँ या customer के पास हूँ, whether I'm at the airport or whether I'm in front of my customer or whether I'm in my manufacturing unit or whether I'm with my supplier, I need to be productive anywhere. I need to access my data and work efficiently from any device, anywhere, anytime. That's need 1. That's the first transformation that you need to do. No longer do you need to be chained to that one corner in your office where you have access to all the information from where you can take decisions. You should be able to do it anywhere on any device and anytime. The second pillar is working better together. Like I said, we expect our employees to work with others. We expect our partners and customers to engage with each other better so that we can, concepts like just in time or somehow in time, have come around and been around for quite some time. But how do we engage and collaborate and work better together with tools that allow us to access people, whether it is real-time co-authoring, or whether it is shared Excel sheets or shared Word documents, or any technology that allows you to work on a document, on a proposal that you need to get in front of a customer from wherever you are at. I'll give you an example. I have a customer. He runs a law firm based out of Mumbai. He is representing his client in the Mumbai High Court. The case got moved to the Supreme Court in Delhi. The lawyer flew. He is an expensive fellow. Their billing happens on hourly basis, and this gentleman had to be productive while he was in Delhi also. Very simple. On his iPad he could connect to his back office in Mumbai. They wanted his point of view on a legal matter that was going on with another customer. He opened his iPad, connected to the internet, and was able to work on that Word document because it was on OneDrive, and he could make changes to the document while chatting with the paralegals back at his Mumbai office. And it took him 15-20 minutes there, billable hours that he could charge to his client, make more money, make more usage of time. So working better together, I gave you an example of how I saw this law firm make most of their time, increase their billing, increase their productivity by working together irrespective of where they were. The third thing, aapne access from anywhere, from any device. It presents the technology fellows, the IT admin fellows, a new challenge. How do I protect all of this information? The example I was giving you of that bank earlier, where the person left, and now they don't know what groups was he part of, is the information about the bank still flowing to that fellow, how do you stop that? Or if a person is forwarding leads that are coming into your business to a separate mail account and deleting the mail from your official email box or whatever you are using, how do you know that that your leads are not being lost like that? How do you secure your data? How do you secure your leads? And I dare say, how do you secure the growth of your company? How do you make sure when a person leaves, you can manage his devices in such a fashion that all the organizational data is removed from that device and that fellow can be on his way? How do you ensure all of that? That is what we call protecting what matters. In other words, in securing your employees, in making sure that when they move on, they don't carry data with them. Another very interesting example that I want to share with you is of a simple feature, and I talk about this whenever I am with MSMEs, whenever I'm with SMEs, because I see, it pains me when I see them losing their intellectual property, their data, their customer data or employee data, or their performance data so easily. What they don't do is they do not secure their PC or their computer with BitLocker. होता क्या है, हम लोग AMC लेते हैं, कंप्यूटर खराब होते हैं, डाउन होते हैं, we call the AMC fellow comes, takes the PC, repairs it. But you know what? Data is also copied. When they're trying to retrieve your data, etc., they keep a copy. And that data, he is not worried about what is in that data. How do you get the lists of latest people in the luxury business, this, that, and the other? All these kind of mailers keep coming. How do they come? Because data goes from these unsecured PCs. And if you have a genuine Windows PC, all you are required to do is switch on BitLocker. So when BitLocker is enabled and your machine is accessed by someone else, that data cannot be copied. Simple things. I mean, these are tips that will help you protect your data and protect what matters for your business. Simple thing. Other than that, with Office 365, with the transport rules that we have inside of it, you can control mails coming in, going out, mails with attachments coming in and going out. You can put them into a workflow. You can take further action. You can do BCCs or CCs to manager. You can also detect basis words written. If there is a word in a mail copy written by an employee who's on Office 365 which says discount 50%, you can stop that mail from going out until it is processed or verified by someone else. So all these transport rules of Exchange enable you to protect messages coming in, protect messages going out, and ensuring that liability for your business is not created. So that's important. And the fourth thing for digital transformation that you need to keep in mind is to build for tomorrow. How do you build for scale? How do you invest in what is your core competence? Instead of looking at short-term gains, how do you make sure that you invest in a technology that grows with you? How do you make sure that you don't invest in technology that becomes obsolete? A lot of customers I find they will put their mail server under their desk, or they'll put their server box or a shared box where people can dump their data and so on and so forth. But what happens over time is that as the business grows, you need to, that space demand increases, you need to create a separate room, then you need to, put biometric security, all kinds of security, or a human being standing in front of your server room, you need to air condition it, give it power backup, generator, this, that, and the other, diesel ka kharcha, generator ka kharcha, all kinds of that happens. And then you realize 3 years down the line that new technology has come, new servers have come that will be more efficient, that will allow you to do more, get more innovative features going in whatever service you're running off that data center. So the innovations that all the major technology companies, not just Microsoft, are doing are in making sure that you have access to enterprise class services, data centers, antivirus, malware protection, latest technology by using in a subscription fashion, by using the cloud services, the productivity services that the vendor offers. We offer at Microsoft Office 365 on a subscription basis. With this subscription cost, you get access to world-class, enterprise-class data centers with financially backed SLA. So these are 4 pillars, and you can. My suggestion to you is imagine these as four transformation pillars that you need to work your business around. You should be able to be productive anywhere. You should be able to do more. You should be able to collaborate more, get more from your employees, enable them to work across geographies. You may have multiple offices across geographies. You should be able to secure your content, your IP, your data, and you should be investing in what your core competence is and growing with scale and paying for what you use as you scale. So these are 4 transformative pillars that you need to think about when you are thinking about your business. But this, when I say this is about, if you look at this slide, this is about the left-hand side. This is about your businesses. People who are in your management team, people who are working for you in your finance team or your product team or your sales team or your HR team. You can get these guys connected. I mean, people, but as you grow your business and as you realize that there are millions of people who are mobile only, unko kya karoge? How will you, I mean, you can't get Office 365 for all of them because they don't have a PC. How do you make sure that the people who are, let's say, workers in your factory, that you can help them transform or be part of this digital transformation? You can give them better service, so you can engage better with them through technology. So we recently announced something called Kaizala that allows you to connect with this value chain, which is outside of your business's purview, which is outside of your sellers and your task workers, your manufacturing unit workers, folks who are either in your supply chain or in your distribution chain, or let's say someone working in your factory and you have to give him a salary slip. How do you, send that over to him? Would you print and incur cost, or can you do that digitally? A lot of people are using WhatsApp, but like I shared, there are pluses and minuses of that. So Kajala is one simple thing that I do want to talk to you about. It's just been announced last week, and Satya was in India to evaluate it. It is available on the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, and the Windows App Store. It's essentially a mobile chat platform to get work done. It does 5 beautiful things. One, it allows you to create large group, supports up to 1 million people, and it allows you to replicate your org structure in that mobile app. So you can create groups as per your org structure, and then you can drive communication one way. Just so you know, the AP government used this to manage Pushkaram, which is a festival equivalent to our, in the north of India, we do Kumbh Mela. Exactly that scale, 18 odd million people, 20 odd million people came over a week, 3-4 days to have the holy dip in Vijayawada. This was also piloted by the Election Commission for in Unnao and Sitapur in the UP election in the last phase, quite successfully, to track election at the booth level. Okay, you can do specific action. When I say get work done, while you can create groups, you can also, for custom made for these specific groups, you can send them action cards. So people can submit their bills, people can get task assignments and track the fulfillment, the completion of that. You've got out of the box action cards to be more productive on the phone itself. And then all of it is connected back to the to reporting in BI. So for example, you can broadcast a poll from the top of your organization to everyone, and in real time you can see the reporting, the performance of it. And not only that, you can connect it with APIs into your other investments that you have done, maybe Salesforce or any other CRM tool that you may have, or create your own action cards and create your own ways of managing stuff. So again, free to use. These custom cards, these security features, etc., are behind the paywall. So have a look at it. This is simple technology that can help you, do more and achieve more on the mobile phone. Okay, now Office 365. I talked a little bit about it. What is this? Kya cheez hai? I talked about the 4 digital transformation pillars and the fact that it can help you transform your business and business model. So imagine the office that you've always loved and used, the office on which the Word document, the program that you made your first CV in, that you wrote your business plan in, the Excel sheet that you did your calculations, the PowerPoint where you do the pitches, OneNote, Publisher, and Outlook, the main client. So it's that plus a lot of transformative digital technologies. What are these? Storage. In 1 terabyte of storage per Office 365 license that you take. 1 terabyte is huge. If you look at a 1 terabyte external hard disk drive, costs about 4,000 rupees now in the country, in the Chroma store. Imagine that, and that can get lost. It can have, someone can take that external hard disk drive and move away. While this 1 terabyte storage in the cloud, 1 terabyte per person, you can manage, share, folder level, file level, manage access to it, and have more control about information about your business. Email, like I gave you examples of transport rules through Exchange, can help you minimize liability for your business. Business class email, you get SharePoint, you get unlimited online meetings, audio, video conferencing with Skype for Business. You can collaborate. Let me give you an example over here. I had a customer in Surat, a diamond jewelry designer. This gentleman had his customer in Antwerp in Belgium. That's where the headquarters of the worldwide diamond industry headquarters are. and his production unit was in Jaipur. Now he had to get the design approved by the gentleman in Belgium, and in the past his experience was that अगर design चोरी हो गया तो मेरा इस साल का line, मेरा इस साल का जो business में impact होगा. So how do I share them? I can't email it. What if it is leaked? I can't print it and send it. What if it is seen by someone else? So he did a Skype call, Skype video call with Skype for Business video call with the customer. On the other side, the customer did not have Office 365 and it worked perfectly fine. Just an 8 MB download on the other side. The person in Belgium got onto the video call. He did not email anything. He just showed the design on the video call by sharing his PowerPoint slide, and he got approval on the chat window, and he shut down the call, took the approval, recorded the call, and he was fine. He did not have to worry about यार वो मेरा customer कहीं किसी और को न किसी और ने न देख लियो, photograph न ले लियो, and so on and so forth. And he would send the approved design to his Jaipur fellow through a secured email, and the Jaipur fellow would produce it, and his design, his intellectual property would be protected. So again, lots of advantages of Skype for Business. Unlimited online audio video conferences. You can do it. Suppose 250 people simultaneously in a HD video call. We give you enterprise grade security and controls. We give you controls for malware, antivirus. We've done in the last calendar year, we've done about 700 plus updates and net new features updates in the for our subscribers. Plus we do guaranteed uptime 24/7 support with financially backed SLAs. मतलब downtime हुआ तो पैसे वापस आएंगे आपके पास. Enterprise social, you get Yammer for connecting your team in a social media kind of a way. You get new products like Teams for conversation amongst your team, for co-working, for sharing, collaborating within the work, as well as you can create groups of people and do stuff within the group. So lots of features that you get that are transformative digitally, that are the need of the hour in this fourth industrial revolution. All of this you get in the subscription of Office 365, including, I dare say, the Office that you've always loved. And you know, what does it cost? If you all like to, what is this technology that I've been saying is holding you back? What does it cost? The cheapest business essentials, the cheapest SKU is for 300 rupees. Imagine that cost. Imagine the cost of serving or giving every employee gets at least 2 cups of tea a day. 1 cup chai मैं भरूच में पी रहा था. तो 6 रुपए की चाय का कप था वहाँ. So 12 रुपया दिन का चाय अगर आपका खर्चा है, and 12 so in a month you pay 360 rupees just for tea. It is cheaper than the cost of giving tea to your employee, that you can get access to this this world-class technology, best-of-class technology that can not only give you that push, that digital transformation push to your business. It can help you work from anywhere, be productive from anywhere. It can help you secure your correspondence. It can help you secure your intellectual property, your data. It can help you protect that. So all of that at literally less than the cost of tea. And as you move forward, the top of the line, imagine it, you can use it for your management team. You can mix and match. You can take a few of different types of SKUs depending on the needs, and we'll be happy to help you. So the message that I want to leave you all with is, when you invest in, I work for Microsoft, so I've talked to you about the Microsoft solution. But whenever you are investing in your technology and you're saying now is the time for digital transformation, technology is the thing that is keeping you, holding you back from the growth, from your true potential. I was having a conversation with Mr. Nirav Shah in Vadodara. This is like I think 2 years back now. He's the owner of Express Hotels in Vadodara. And he shared with me these two things. One, investment framework. Whatever you invest in, this is what Neerav said, whatever you invest in terms of technology has to either enhance experience of the customers or the employees, or it has to help you save money, or it has to help you scale your business. These are the three fundamentals that he had, and I thought he's done quite well. He's got 4 hotels and different lines of business. So why not learn from a person who's from our community? So invest in technology. Make sure that the investment that you're doing is helping you enhance the experience of your employees, helping them be more productive, or enhancing the experience of your customers as they use and experience your product. It should help you save money, or it should help you scale. One of these three, at least it should do. The more it does, the better the technology decision you have. So अगर तीनों चीजें करता है तो बहुत ही अच्छी technology you should use it. And on the other side, they've got 3 bullet points for you. One, whatever technology investment you do in, make sure it aligns to your business objectives. Don't buy because everyone is buying. Buy it for what it can do for your business. 2, protect your IP, your contacts, and your contracts. धंधे में यही सबसे important है. The contracts that I have negotiated, the contacts I have built over the years of working in the industry, and the intellectual property, my ideas and my product solutions that I have built. Protect this. You must have a technology protective layer, a Suraksha Kavach for your IP, for your contacts and your contracts. Because when people leave your business, if they take your contacts and contracts, then they're as good as you without really investing the hard work that you have done. And the third is work with vendors who you can hold accountable. Hold your vendors accountable, whether it is us or whether it is someone else who is helping you transform your business digitally. Hold your vendors accountable. It cannot be that person you buy something and that person disappears and you can't get the delivery that has been promised. So this is all that I had to share with you all today. You can connect with me on email. My email is here, my number is here, my Twitter handle is here. Any form factors that you want, and like I promised, I've gone a little over time. Let me stop here for any questions that you may have.
Contribute to the overall business